Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Max. I'm a product trainer on HubSpot's learning and development team, and I am coming to you today with a video for about 5 different steps that you should be following when you first get into a HubSpot portal as a sales or a service rep or something in between. All right, there's going to be a couple of different things I'm going to be showing you here, and just to make sure that you have some of the basics set up so you can get off to the races as quick as you can and start delighting your customers in every way that you can imagine. All right, cool. So, first thing you're going to want to do when you get started, all right, is you're going to want to make sure things like your email, your calendar, and your phone are integrated and connected with HubSpot so you can easily communicate with people using the CRM, all right? So the way that you do that is you're going to go first to the little settings panel, which is a little gearbox icon on the top right-hand corner. You're going to want to go ahead and click on that. And then within here, we are going to find on the left-hand side, there is a little option for integrations. All right, so you're going to click on integrations, and I want you to click on email integrations. Now, within this little email integrations thing, I'm not going to show you how to do it. I'm just going to tell you where it is because it walks you through how to kind of do this. It's going to allow you to connect your Office 365, your Outlook 365, or your Gmail email address and inbox to HubSpot. And what this is going to allow you to do is send emails to your customers and prospects from the HubSpot CRM. But not only that, it'll allow you to do it from your email client, and it will sync those emails back into the CRM without you having to do anything. All right. Now, you're going to want to connect the inbox first, and then the next thing you're going to want to do is make sure you install the HubSpot extension that you need. So if you're using Gmail, you probably want to download the extension for Chrome and install that on Chrome, which is pretty simple. It's like a one-click install. Just make sure you're logged in and connected once you get that done. You can also set up a little sales add-in for Office 365 as well as for Outlook if you're using those clients as well, right? So make sure you get your email hooked up first and foremost, okay? The next thing that you're going to want to do is if you scroll down on the left-hand side again to where it says Sales, I'm going to click on Sales here, and then go to Calling. You'll be able to enable the calling feature, which essentially allows you to make phone calls from the CRM, either through voice over IP, where you're talking through your computer's microphone and you're using a headset and it's making a phone call, or you can actually set it up so it actually calls your phone and you can have the conversation on your phone and it gets logged to the CRM, but you can start it right from the CRM. It's pretty convenient. Now, the way that you do this is you basically just hit the enable button, which you'll usually see when you come into here, and then you'll click on add phone number. You can add your phone number, and the way that it'll work is when you go and find a contact inside HubSpot, you choose to call them. You can either make the phone call directly through the CRM in the interface using voice over IP, or you can have it just call your phone and you can have that conversation there. Either way, you want to make sure this is set up first. Depending on the level of sales or service hub that you have, you get up to 2,000 minutes per month. If you have a Twilio account, you can connect this and buy more minutes, but that's kind of getting into the weeds. I'm going to let y'all figure that out. Anyway, just make sure your phone is connected if you want to be making calls through HubSpot. All right. Next thing you're going to want to do is make sure your calendar is connected to HubSpot, all right? And we're going to do this by setting up this thing called the Meetings tool. All right. So when you go back all the way to the top of HubSpot, you're going to want to go to the sales option and choose meetings. Now, I created a whole video in depth on how to actually use the meetings tool. So I highly suggest you go watch that. I will put a link in the description of this video for you to go check that out. That video will show you how to set up your meetings link. All right. But when you set up your meetings link, that will also connect your calendar to either Office 365 or Gmail, and it'll integrate either one of those services to HubSpot, so you can actually build a little link that you send to people that will allow you to book time on your calendar that you give them access to, okay? Instead of sending the same email back and forth saying, does this time work for you? No. Does this time work for you? No. Does this time work for you? No. You can just send them a link and they can book time with you. The big thing you're going to want to make sure is that depending on the level of service and sales hub that you have, you can create multiple meeting links in here that you may use for different purposes, but you're going to want to make sure the one that you use with customers is set as your default for a couple of different reasons. One, your admins inside of HubSpot can be sending out like automated emails that have links to your calendars. You want to make sure that the default one is the one that they're actually sending out, because you want your customer facing calendar to go out on any automated emails that would allow people to book time with you. So make sure the one your customers are using is set as the default one, and you can see that right below. You can always hit actions to change it if you have multiple ones in here. All right. But again, step 2, get that meetings link set up. And again, I'm going to link a video to it and you can learn how to do it. It's pretty easy to do. All right, cool. So step 3, we want to update a couple of things in profiles and preferences, right? So in the top right-hand corner where you see your little face icon up here, you may see your company's name. I have everything zoomed in so you kind of can't on mine. You're going to want to click the little face icon on the top right and hit profile and preferences. All right. When you get into profile and preferences, do a couple of things. One, upload a little picture of yourself just so people know who you are when they're looking inside of HubSpot. Make sure your name is spelled correctly. You can edit that here. Choose whatever language you want the CRM to be in. I'm going to keep mine in English because that's the only one I know. Choose your date and number format, but most importantly, update your phone number in here. Now, I'd recommend putting in a cell phone number here just because there is like these things called workflows in HubSpot that allow your admins to set up different amounts of automation within the tool. Some of those bits of automation might be notifying you of certain things when they're happening, and you might want to get a little text on your cell phone when important things happen, such as you get a lead or a new customer gets assigned to you, so on and so forth. I would try to have a conversation with anyone who's managing any of the automation in HubSpot to see if it's something that you need to do, but go ahead and put your phone number in there. It can't hurt. HubSpot's not going to spam it or sell it, so don't worry about it being safe. It's safe, okay? You can always remove it if you need to. Now, past that, if you scroll down, just make sure you have the right amount of access to the HubSpot portal. Whoever admins your account can kind of give you a lowdown on the different kind of roles that are in here. But the next thing I would do is go ahead and set your default homepage to either the contacts page or maybe even the deals or tickets pages, depending on what your role is, right? So for example, if you work in customer service, customer success, customer support, maybe you want to take a look at the tickets panel. Tickets are records of your company helping people with stuff, and that might be some valuable stuff you want to see when you first log in. On the flip side, if you're selling things, maybe you want to see your deals the second you log into HubSpot. Either way, I think contacts is a pretty safe one to do, just because, again, we got to remember, we attract, engage, and delight human beings with HubSpot. Contacts are the most important records inside of HubSpot, so maybe that's the first thing we want to see when we jump in, all right? It's probably more relevant to see contacts if you're a sales or a service rep than to just be met with the dashboards page, which is just going to show you a whole bunch of reports. Not that that's not valuable, but you probably want to dig in and start working with your customers right away, so why not save yourself the clicks, set it to contacts, all right? Next thing you're going to want to do is update your email signature. So again, like I mentioned before, you can send emails directly from HubSpot. So you want to make sure that you have a good email signature at the end of those emails. So if you already have existing HTML for an email signature, or you have an existing email signature you just want to copy and paste into here, you can hit edit signature. It'll bring up this little box. You can either use the simple editor or you can paste in some HTML. If you don't yet have a fancy email signature and you want to make one, HubSpot has you covered. If you go to HubSpot.com/email-signature-generator, you can build a super snazzy, super slick looking email signature in here. You can dump it into HubSpot. You can dump it into any of the other tools that you're using, and you'll be off to the races working with customers via email. Cool. So that's what you're going to do there. And then finally after this, let me just check my little list right here. You're going to want to go ahead and set up some default filters for you to look at the contacts that are just assigned to you. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get like super deep into what save filters are. We'll save that for a whole nother video. But what I want you to do at least is go to the contacts tab and then hit contacts right here, and you're going to go into the contacts page. What I'd recommend that you do, what you're normally going to see, is that this all contacts tab is going to be the default view that you see, and this is going to show you every single contact inside of your HubSpot database. You probably just want to be focusing on the contacts that are assigned to you. Again, talk to your CRM admin to see if that's how you have it set up, and because everyone kind of has their own policy on like how they do this. But what I'd probably recommend doing to be safe is going to the My Contacts tab that is built by default. Again, you can customize what you see up here, but that's a whole nother video. Go ahead and hit the little drop down, hit make it the default view. That way, whenever you log into HubSpot, you're immediately just presented with the contacts that are assigned to you, right? Whether they're leads that have been assigned to you as a sales rep or customers that have been assigned to you as a customer success person or a support person, whatever it may be. You can do the same exact thing for the deals view as well as the tickets view as well, right? All these filters and save filter tools work pretty much the same. So I definitely recommend doing that as well. All right. So that's 5 things that you can do when you first get started as a new sales or service rep inside of HubSpot. I hope that was helpful. This is the first in a series of videos that I'm going to be doing. The next one, we're going to be talking a little bit about sequences and how you can build those for your entire team so everyone can leverage the power of automation. And then past that, we're going to talk about some lead assignment and marketing to sales handoff workflows that are going to be super helpful to make sure the leads that your marketing team is generating are getting to you, the sales reps, and then the leads that your sales reps are selling to are getting to your customer success and support folks easily as well. All right. So stay tuned for some more videos, but I hope that was helpful. If you're just getting started with HubSpot, make sure you do those 5 things and you'll be in a good spot to get ready and get going with HubSpot. Thanks, everybody.